Hi, my name is Louis from TurboCAD Africa. I would like to invite you to take part in our free tutorials on drawing a quadcopter drone. Over the next few weeks, we will be releasing videos of how to draw all the components of the quadcopter drone. To take part in these free tutorials, please contact us to register. When you register, you will receive the videos as soon as they come out, as well as the CAD model. To make use of the CAD models, you will need TurboCAD Pro Platinum 2017. If you don't have the program, you can download a free 30-day trial on our website, or you can contact us and we will send you a download link for the trial. Our first video will feature designing the plates for the quadcopter drone. Today I'm going to show you how to do the top and bottom plate of our quadcopter drone. I'm going to start off by creating a couple of layers. I'm using the Design Director palette. I'm going to right click inside the window of the Design Director palette and I'm going to click on New Layer. The first layer I'm going to name Top Plate. And I'm going to click on OK. I'm going to right click again in the window and again choose New Layer, and the second layer I will call Bottom Plate and click on OK. I'm just going to give them both a color. I'm going to use the fire brick color, as you can see there. There we go. Right, now I'm going to start drawing the quadcopter, or the plates of the quadcopter. I'm going to use a method where you draw everything and design everything in 2D and then use simple extrude to turn it into a 3D model. First, I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm choosing it from my line toolbox, the rectangle tool. I'm going to click to start drawing it, then press tab to go to size A and put in the size 72, and again press tab to size B and put in 72 again and press enter. Now what I want to do is I want to put chamfers on each of the four corners of this rectangle. So I'm going to go to modify chamfer. I'm going to use the length angle chamfer tool. The sizes that I want the chamfer to be is going to be 18 and the angle is going to be 45. Right now simply click on the two lines that creates the corners and turn that corner into a chamfer. Next up, I'm going to draw some construction lines. I'm going to start off by putting some parallel construction lines here. I'm going to lock my offset down here and I'm going to press tab. The offset that I want is 4, and from this line I want to go 4 millimeters in, and I'm going to use the parallel tool perpendicular to draw a perpendicular line on the chamfer here by pressing M using the snap mode M. I press M on my keyboard. And I'm going to again choose the parallel construction tool. And this time I'm going to put in a different distance. I'm going to make this 6 millimeters to both sides. Right, I'm going to now choose my circle tool. And on this intersection that was created by the construction lines, I'm going to press I to start drawing a circle on that intersection. I'm going to tab to go to diameter. I'm going to put in 3 and press enter. Now I'm going to activate my select tool, select that circle. I'm going to click on the yellow dot, hold control. See what happens when I hold control? A little plus appears and I click, and there we go. We made a copy of that. Now I'm going to go click on this yellow dot, move to the other intersection and press I. I'm going to quickly get rid of my construction lines. I'm going to go to edit, clear, all construction. Right, so next up what I want to do is copy these two circles so that I have a pair of circles on each of the chamfers. To copy, I first need to select exactly what I want to copy. Now I'm going to modify, array, radial. The CAD command line prompts me to define the center of the arc. I'm going to define the center of this arc by touching the profile and pressing E. Right, I'm going to press tab, put in the sets to 4. You'll note that the angle now changes to 90 automatically. That is 360 divided by 4. Now simply press enter. And there we go. We've got our circles. Right, this is now where the fun starts. I'm going to put this on an isometric view by right-clicking and clicking on the isometric view. There you go. As you can see, this is a simple 2D flat drawing. I'm going to go and choose my simple extrude tool. And just make sure by right-clicking and checking for use compound profile. Make sure that the use compound profile is switched on. The correction mark there will show you that it's on. Right, then first click on the outside, then hold shift. Note when I hold shift, there's a plus and minus that appears next to my cursor. That means I can add or I can take off of a selection, as you can see. Now add all the little circles to your selection because we want them to be holes. Then I'm going to press tab, I'm going to put in the thickness of 4 and press enter. Right, now next up what I want to do is just select this 3D model and just go and put it on the top plate layer. You want to make sure that your color has been set to by layer, as you can see there. Right, let me quickly render this, and there we go. At this point, we can get rid of all the 2D entities. See what I'm doing here? I'm just going to go to wireframe, right? And I'm putting this on the left view. Now, all my 2D entities was drawn on the work plane. So if I go and drag select from left to right over the bottom of this, meaning on the work plane, that will select all the 2D entities. Then I'm simply going to press delete. And there we go. Now what I want to do is I want to make a copy of this. I'm going to select it, click on the yellow dot, hold control and go to the side. Now the copy I need for my bottom plate. So I'm just going to go and activate the bottom plate layer, as you can see there. But then I'm going to switch off the visibility of the layer, and we will get back to that when we draw the bottom plate. We need to put a rectangular hole in the middle of this plate. We're going to do that by drawing a 3D box. There we go. And the sizes for this box will be 35 by 20, and I'm going to make it a height of 10 and press enter. Now I'm going to just select this box on the yellow dot, click, and then touch the 3D entity point to top plate at this point and press E. So what I've got now is just a box inside of this plate, as you can see. But what I need is for a hole to be there. So to do that, I'm going to use my subtract tool, 3D subtract. With the subtract tool, you always click on what you want to keep first, and then you click on whatever you need to subtract. And that is our top plate done. Now we're going to move over to doing the bottom plate. I'm going to switch off the visibility of the top plate and switch on the visibility of the bottom plate. Right, first off on the bottom plate, I'm going to take my work plane and put it on top of this plate by using the bifacet tool. There we go. Now I'm going to put this plate on a world plan view, and I'm going to again use my construction tools. I'm going to use the angular construction tool in this case, and I'm going to draw an angular construction tool from the center of that circle by pressing C on my keyboard to the center of that hole, actually, by pressing C again. Now what I'm going to do is use my parallel construction tool. I'll change the offset to 21, and from this line go 21 in. Now I'm going to use the other perpendicular construction tool inside TurboCAD. Now this is quite a nice little tool. See what it does is I'm going to draw from center to center, and it gives me a perpendicular line between those 2 points. Now all we need to do is draw a cylinder. I'm first going to go to an isometric view, and I'm going to activate my cylinder tool. I'm going to put a cylinder on this intersection, and I'm going to give it a diameter of 3. Right, you'll note that the height is 0 at this point. I'm just going to press enter. See what TurboCAD says? The height cannot be 0. That's okay. I'm just going to click here, and then I can pull it with my mouse. And I'm just going to pull it downwards. Remember, we're working on top of this plate. So as long as you've pulled it further down than the actual drawing, because we're going to use this to subtract. So what we need is a hole that runs through this whole plate. Right, so next up we're going to have to copy this. I'm going to select the cylinder, go to modify array radial. Right in the center of this radial, I'm going to touch there and press E again. Right, and I'm going to tab, we need 4 of them, and press enter. Right, see what we've got. So what we need to do now is subtract them. I'm going to go to 3D subtract. First I'm going to click on the plate itself, then I'm going to hold shift and select each of the 4 cylinders. Right, and I'm just going to go down here and finish. Now I need to get rid of my construction lines. I'm going to go to edit, clear, all construction. Let me render this a bit, draft rendering, and let's switch on the top plate as well. There we go, that is our plate done.